Your final evidence. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. That's what you think. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. Come on, dumbass. You know that's not true. We all know that's not true. I know that's not true. The people watching this video know that's not true. Nani? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. What a shitty duty you have. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. The pieces of evidence are items left by deKiller during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor, deKiller left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I don't believe in miracles, and if you do, you're dumb, alright? I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. Look, if a miracle occurs in a story, it's literally a Deus Ex Machina. A god from the machine is a fabricated god. Where when like that's exactly what this is right now. When the writer write themselves into a corner and they can't figure out how to like finish the story, they just introduce some new bullshit. Introduce some completely new thing that miraculously solves a problem. That's literally a Deus Ex Machina. It is not a praise, it is a criticism. The first item is a pistol. What does that have to do with anything? Also, that thing's an antique. Does deKiller's pistol have anything to do with this case? Does deKiller's pistol have anything to do with this case? No, right? Question for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. What? That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. It's evidence. It's not a memento, Von Karma. It's evidence. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. Pistol added to the court record. A small caliber pistol that is thought to have been fired by deKiller at Franziska. The second piece of... oh, that's the tape. Yeah, we need the tape. The tape is crucial. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet deKiller took that from Engarde Mansion. Well, no. It wouldn't prove who hired deKiller. It would show deKiller killing Juan, and then it would show Adrian Andrews coming in and tampering with the evidence. But it would not show who hired him, so that's not useful either. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. No, it's not. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. Oh, he came back for it and you didn't catch him? The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from deKiller. Surely deKiller is no ordinary man. Videotape added to the court record. One of the items retrieved, deKiller violently tried to recover it, contents unknown. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. That's not useful either. None of this is useful. None of this shows who hired him. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniform added to the court record. That's all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And? What is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly deKiller's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing, it is who is the client. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is correct. And these three items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Wankama. You may step down now. Unless we find the button. If we find the button on Match on Guard, then we would know who the client is. Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled! Hold on, let me look at... It could be the tape. We don't know what's in the tape, actually. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix! I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? No, there isn't, dumbass. I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far, you can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us. Two. The first. Make Engarde wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Alright. I guess we release the contents of the letter, of the suicide note, I mean. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Engarde himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. No, it's not. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Engarde. If the killer were to no longer think of Engarde as his client, then he would let Maya go. Oh, the tape. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his client above all else. No, the tape. The tape is what Matt intends to use against the killer. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix! Think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? Is it? The other side? Wait, does she mean? You mean to turn things around? What does that mean? Phoenix! The judge said he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge, we have seen all the pieces of evidence. And that's how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. Come on, you don't... It's so... It just drags on and on and on. There are no objections this time, correct? Alright. So, No, we need to like break the trust between Engarde and deKiller, and I believe the tape is it. The tape is it. Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion. Passion. I will grant you one chance. One chance! Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. Hold on, let me just save this. It's impossible to turn the situation around in one try. One try. That is all I will permit. It is so gamey. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Engarde down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? Who would I like to show evidence to? One of the items retrieved. deKiller violently tried to recover it. Contents unknown. So I'm gonna show. Wait, no, the suicide note has already. We already read this out in court, didn't we? Found inside the figurine, it tells of Engarde's horrible misdeeds. Who would you like to show evidence to? Who hasn't seen the tape? Hasn't Shelly seen the tape? Engarde hasn't seen the tape because he was arrested immediately after. I'm gonna show Engarde the tape. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Show Engarde the tape? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shot, so... I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. What? No one understands what you're talking about anymore. I don't know, man. Confetti! Alright, I'm gonna load the game. Never saw Maya again. Alright, bad ending. I don't know what the game wants from me. Anyway, I got an achievement for the bad ending. So I need to show something that will prove to deKiller that something will prove that deKiller. One by deKiller on the night of the murder, one of its special buttons is missing. Prove to deKiller. Maya said either make him want to die or want to be convicted. Either make Matt want to be convicted or make deKiller bellboy uniform. One by deKiller on the night of the murder, one of the special buttons missing. That's not it. That's not it. Celeste suicide note. Does the videotape... Do I show the tape to deKiller? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Okay. Bailiff! Please bring in the transceiver from earlier. He can't see anything. Alright! It looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. Has he not watched the videotape? I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? He doesn't know the contents of the tape. I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. Oh my god, that's so stupid. I didn't do this first because I assumed that he would have watched the tape. You didn't watch the tape? I thought he knew what it was. Anyway, he doesn't know what it is. Unbelievable. So I have absolutely no idea. Okay, well now you're gonna find out. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? Remember, all the way back, I tried to present the camera to deKiller to show that he couldn't trust Matt Engarde, and the game didn't let me do that. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. I had thought of this like hours ago. Maybe like 1 hour ago. And the game just dragged it out. Like I could have convinced logically, if we like metagame a little bit, logically, if we had told deKiller that, hey, Matt Engarde was filming you because he didn't trust you and he planned to use the tape to keep you in line, then he would have turned against Matt Engarde immediately, and all of this would have been unnecessary. And yet here we are, 2 hours later. Why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Engarde film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. This is so stupid. It's the dumbest thing. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly deKiller? Oh ho. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks in plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Oh snap, here comes Edgeworth. With the tag team. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the deKiller name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes deKiller's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I'll now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item. Well, At least Maya's still alive. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. God, this... This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, actually, I'm sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Ah! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. Engarde, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly, you should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you will understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict if you please. Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief? He's guilty. Apparently it doesn't matter here. Alright, he's guilty. Met on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me! My wonderful self! Guilty! Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. Oh, guilty! That's gruesome. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. Oh, hey, that's fun. I'm sure he is getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me, a judge. That's not your job. Your job is not to put people in good spirits. That is all. This court is adjourned. This game, man. Do they have to force the drama like this? No, I don't think they do. I don't think they have to force the drama like this. And I think the puzzles could be better. I really do. I mean, I understand that the game focuses on characters and drama, but the bad puzzles really get in the way of enjoying the puzzles. I mean, the bad puzzles get in the way of enjoying the characters and the drama. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe everyone just kind of goes along for the ride and believes what they're told. I don't believe what I'm told, right? So maybe it's just me. Maybe if you're the kind of person who just believes whatever you read on Facebook, then you'll be into this. But I don't think that's a good thing. March 23, 5:14 PM, District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Don't.